Hey, I'm Shelby, and this is my tiny house. I live here with my husband and our 3 pets in the mountains of San Diego County. Our lifestyle is laid back. We are homebodies. We're both introverts. We love our time, and I think that's what's great about the tiny house is that we get to be in this space, and it's literally filled with everything that we need, nothing more, nothing less. We're really just laid back, going outside and really just being simple. I run my own online agency business. I help people with social media, mostly those in like the health and wellness space. And I've been doing that for 2 years now. And so I work remotely from home. I can work anywhere, take my work with me. So we've been living in the tiny house for about 2 months. It was built by Tiny Topanga, who's out in Mexico. And the house is 30 feet long and 8.5 feet wide. So our parking spot is up here in a tiny house community. We are surrounded by other tiny house dwellers that sometimes live full-time here or part-time. We also get a lot of hikers coming through who stay in the tiny houses. We actually live right behind the PCT trail, and we get to see a bunch of hikers come through. We got showers, toilets, laundry, hookups for everyone that comes by. So here on the outside, you'll see that we just moved in 2 months ago, so we are still working on building stairs and getting this ready for the summer. And so for now, we have to get crafty using a stool and a cement block. So let's go on inside and come check out the house. So come on in and welcome to the tiny casita. We have Shaye's model. Like I said, it was inspired by Shaye's tiny house. It is her Hazel model. And the biggest thing that I really wanted in the house was just for it to feel more like home. Be an open layout where it's not so tight and feels like a tiny house, even though it is. So starting here at the front of the house, we have the kitchen, which I truly believe is the heart of the home. When it came to the kitchen, we wanted to make sure that it was still open and still felt large. We love to cook, and we wanted to make sure that we still had everything that we could to cook in a tiny house like you would in a normal house. So we have a 2-burner gas stove. We love cooking on gas, so that was really important to us. I also went ahead and got just a 2-burner stove. The house originally was designed to have the stove oven combo, but I am the one cleaning the house, and I feel like this is super easy to clean, maintain, and it's just 2 of us. I don't need 4 burners. And on this side, we do have the oven since we don't have the oven stove combo. We also have a other oven. It's our backup oven. So this one likes to give us a little bit of a issue with turning it on. We will turn it on. I think there's an issue with one of the lines. We're still trying to figure it out, but we'll turn it on. It stays on, then it turns off. And so it's just playing around with it. And when I don't feel like playing around with it, I'll just go back to my trusty electric oven. But the one back here, it's also an air fryer, toaster. So we can do a lot of things with this. And I made sure that when we were building the house that we had this little designated spot to hide it in. So we have our fridge right here. This is a tiny fridge for a tiny house. I think if I would have to change anything in the house, it would be the fridge. It's not something that we really did think about in the build process because this is, as you'll see later, this is actually our hallway to our bedroom. So we cannot, unfortunately, go higher than this. But it works, right? We're able to fit our food, still have food in there, still be able to cook. But I think eventually in the future, we want to find something that will fit this entire space, or maybe find something else. And so on this side, we have our sink and upper cabinets, which I didn't think we were going to be able to get, which we did. And what I love about this kitchen is we have so much storage space and so many cabinets. And we opted for just a single sink because we had the option to do a double sink too. I just wanted the single one so we would have more space to prep. My husband cooks, I do the dishes, so I don't need a whole lot of space anyways. And right next to the kitchen, we have actually our dining table and also my husband's gaming area. He will come down here and play his computer games, but we mostly just use this to eat, do any little projects, work on the computer. When I'm doing my work, I'll sometimes come down here. But it just does what it does just to eat, do some work. The only thing just to watch out, don't bonk your head, because I have done that just trying to bring my plate to sit down and eat. And then right next to the dining, we have our living room. We spend most of the time down here playing games, watching YouTube. We also love to just sit right here, and we have these amazing windows. And the nice thing is, because we are out here in a remote area, we can really see a lot of the stars. There's hardly any light pollution, and so we get to sit here, watch the stars go by. And actually just a few weeks ago, I actually saw a satellite go by, and I thought that was the coolest thing because I haven't seen a satellite go by. I think that's one of my favorite things about the living room, and I have fallen asleep I don't know how many times down here instead of going to the room. We have this projector here, so we just pull this down, set up the projector, and it's really nice. And also the nice thing about the design that I wanted originally was going to make this all into a wall and have no windows. But I decided, you know what, let's get all the natural lighting that we can, and depending on where we move, maybe we want to have the views. So I'm glad we went with the windows and just added a projector.
Now for a brief message from our sponsor, Discount Lots. Do you dream about tiny house living on your own land? Who doesn't? Whether you're dreaming about an itty-bitty slice of paradise or a sprawling homestead, finding land can be intimidating. But that's where Discount Lots comes in. You can find vacant land across the United States at amazing discounted prices. And rest assured that these folks are legit. Check out their many reviews on Google, Facebook, and even the Better Business Bureau. Discount Lots is on a mission to make land ownership simple and affordable for everyone. Easily search their exclusive off-market listings to find lots that can't be found anywhere else. Their detailed descriptions share if there are any zoning rules, available utilities, and more. They offer owner financing terms and easy monthly payments. Pay just $1 down and about $200 a month to own your own plot of land. No middleman, no extra fees, and no credit checks. Buying land has never been easier. Visit discountlots.com today and use our code DLExpedition10 to get a 10% discount. See the link in the description.
So moving on back, at the end of the house, we have our laundry area. And we have a washer and dryer. I did not want to get just the washer dryer combo unit, just from like what I've heard from other people and all the other tours that I've seen, that they take a while, and I didn't want to be dealing with that. So we did go a little bit out of budget to get this specifically brand, and it was the only brand that was actually going to fit in this spot. So it's been working out really well, and I'm just grateful to have laundry. So that way we don't have to go use the shared laundry, and then we can just throw in a load and then be done with it. And right next to our laundry, we have our bathroom in here. We have a tub in here. That was one thing I actually did request, is I wanted to make a tub fit in here somehow. So I asked the builders. They weren't sure, and they said it'd be a small tub. I said, no problem. I don't need a large tub. So they were able to get it in. I have been able to sit in here and take my bubble baths and enjoy it. And this has been working out really well. And then we also got just a flush toilet. We're hooked up to services here, thankfully, so we don't have to worry about a composting toilet or anything like that. We do eventually want to possibly go off the grid, so we did make it where we can put a composting toilet and just, change out the fixtures and things like that. But for now, just a flush toilet. And then here is our sink. Lots of room. We also have some storage in here, which is really cool. We don't have a medicine cabinet, so it's nice to have this to be able to store some of those things that we can be able to get right away. We also have storage under here, and you see half of the door gone. So that was done on purpose. Back here, actually under there, where this is at, we actually have a little cutout, and it was supposed to be for our cat's litter box. We wanted to have a designated space for where they can go do their business, out of sight, out of mind, and not have to worry about them kicking litter everywhere. But unfortunately, the little cutout was a little too small. I haven't been able to find a cat litter box that will fit in there. So for now, you'll see where I've put their litter box in my office. It's not ideal, but we're making it work, and hopefully one day I can find a litter box so they can go in there instead. My husband Rigo was in the military, joined right after high school at 18. He was in for 8 years, and we moved out to California for 4 years and then moved to Hawaii for another 4. Or when we moved from Hawaii back to California, we wanted to buy a house, right? That's what we all do. You go to school, buy the house, settle down. We bought a house when we moved out here to California. It was just a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. We didn't want anything too crazy. It was fine. I loved the house and everything, but it was just so expensive. And most of our money was going into our mortgage. I was a teacher at the time. We all know teachers unfortunately don't make good money. And I just felt like we were both busting, I don't know if I can say asses, but busting our asses to go to school, to work full time. And we were only at the house basically on the weekends. And on the weekends, what were we doing? Keeping up with the house, cleaning it, maintaining it. And so I just felt like we never really got to do anything else besides just work, clean, and repeat. When the pandemic hit, we were all stuck at home. Okay, what do we do now? I think it was just like a weird transitional time for everyone. And because we were more at home, I had more free time, and I actually started getting more into YouTube, and I saw, tiny house tours, and I went down the rabbit hole and I just started watching as much as I could, gathering information and really seeing how people customize their homes. And what I've noticed with a lot of the people that go tiny is they live this minimal, very simple and intentional life. And for me at that time, I feel like that's what we needed. I felt like I was go, go, go. That's what attracted me, is just living with less and really enjoying life for the simple things. So let's head upstairs and I'll show you guys my office. And this is my office. So I work for myself, and this was something that I really wanted and needed so I could be able to meet with clients, do my Zoom calls and all that stuff. So we have a built-in cubby over here. So I'm able to put all of my books, all of my office supplies, and all of that stuff here. And one of the nice things too is the builders designed a floor desk for me, so I could be able to do all of my work, and I didn't have to worry about finding a table that was going to fit into the space. So you'll also see here at the bottom there is actually a cutout, and this is where my feet go when I'm on the chair and my feet go down there. So this was actually the builder's idea, and they had mentioned if they wanted to do a cutout, it just might look a little weird. But I said, why not? Let's cut it out and have my feet just hanging out, and it's pretty funny. As I was mentioning downstairs, that designated litter box area did not work out, so we put this here. You'll see here too, like, this is our cats, really, like, they love to hang out in this space specifically. So when I'm doing my work, it's nice because they hang out with me. So we've got their beds here and here. I'll open up the window. They love getting the fresh air in, and then also just being able to see everything, and then try to see if they can catch all the squirrels and birds out there. Making our way into the bedroom now. We have our hallway, and we actually have a cord right here, or an outlet. This is where we set up our projector in the evenings, and so then we just pull out the projector screen and be able to watch and play games right here. Walking from the hallway, we have our bedroom. This So here you'll see we have 2 out of our 3 pets. We have a Marcy and then we have Cal over there. This is our bedroom. It's nothing crazy. We just have a queen mattress. That was one little hard transition for me out of moving out of our house to here because we had a California king bed. I love the big bed, but we had to go back down to a queen. It's totally fine. It's just us 2. So it's very simple up here. We have some storage up here so we can just put, you know, like our sleep mask, my little essential oil diffuser, you know, our phones, water, things like that. And on this side of the bedroom, you'll see that we have our closet. This is another thing that I was really happy about in this design. We have so much storage space, so we keep, you know, our towels, extra blankets, things like that, and all of our stuff in here. And then we each have our own his and hers closet. When we wanted to go tiny, one of the houses that I think that sold for me, one of the tours that I saw was Shaye. I believe it's Shaye's tiny homes in New Zealand. And she, you know, made her house and she created a business out of it. And I really loved that house because it was like the first tiny house that I seen that felt like an actual house and not that you were living in this cramped, you know, teeny tiny little tiny. So from there we were sold and we said if we can find something just like that or create something just like that, let's go for it. And then I had seen that Shaye was going to be partnering with someone in North America to build her designs, and it happened to be Tiny Topanga. Rebecca and Israel and their team were fantastic to work with. Because I am self-employed, I had issues with getting a loan of any kind. They were kind enough to work with us, push back some dates, be flexible with payments, and we came to the agreement if we put 50% down, they would give us a private loan and make it all work for us. So the total cost was $110,000. What I love about the tiny house community here is you see all kinds of people. Right? You see people young, old, retired, still working, but I think we're all chasing that lifestyle to just live more simple, enjoy life a little bit more. But I also like it's so quiet out here compared to being in busy San Diego where it's just noisy all the time. And I think that's my favorite part is just how quiet it is, all the birds, the nature. I think one of the things that we really appreciated and loved about the military and that we'll always be grateful is moving us in different directions, uprooting us and making us get uncomfortable all over again. And I think that we really can move anywhere we want to. We can make it work. And we don't know where we want to live. That's the great thing about the tiny, and one of the reasons why we got it on wheels, because we want to move. So maybe we'll be here for another few more years. Maybe we'll move to another spot, maybe to another state. For now, it's just really enjoying the tiny house, and wherever we decide to go next, it's great that we can just take our whole house with us.
Thank you for watching our video and for stopping by Tiny House Expedition. I'm Alexis.
And I'm Christian. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And for more tiny home tours and stories, click the videos below.
And join us on Instagram for bonus content,
including face-to-face conversations with us. We hope to see you there.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.